Okay.
Okay, let's get started. Recently, you've posted a lot of big articles on Team Liquid.net about questions related to the community, to the tournaments. Other players, they seem like they don't really care about that. They just play and play and play. So why are you interested so much in developing the community and the streaming stuff and the tournaments?
I just want to make sure that tournaments are the most fun possible to watch. Because, well, purely selfishly, obviously, people watching tournaments helps me because I'm a player. And if no one watches me, I'm just a guy who plays games at home and I won't be traveling to any tournaments. However, if I may think a little bit more idealistically, I have a soft spot in my heart for esports. And when I'm reading Reddit or Team Liquid and I see people talk about concerns like there are too many tournaments, or I don't think tournaments are as fun as they used to be, I start to think, why is that? Is it just people growing up and there should be a rotation of fans, or can we make it more fun somehow and make a better production quality on the streams, or should we be showing better games? Or is it just that we are in sore need of a new patch or a new expansion set? So I went into thinking about this with as open mind as possible, and I figured I can either try to provide all the answers myself or form some kind of hypothesis and then only look for evidence that supports my own opinion, or I can just ask the people who seem so willing to talk about it and also, like me, have a passion for esports. Just ask the community, what do you guys think that is the problem, if there is a problem, and how do we fix that? And through hearing people's opinions about that, I start to, I think, just understand our community more.
Okay, so what are the most useful things you understood from that discussion?
The most useful things I understood? There were so many conclusions from it. I had like 200 emails in response to that, and then there were a lot of public discussions too. Most useful things, well, I would say people think that the production quality should be very good, so there shouldn't be a lot of downtimes. Some people thought that it would be great if there weren't 15 different tournaments with their little abbreviations, but one more, let's say, Grand Slam kind of system. But yeah, personally, I don't think that's possible because we have a lot of different CEOs, a lot of different tournament organizations, and that is just kind of the free market principle. I think that the free market will kind of work itself out. The tournaments who cannot succeed won't, and the tournaments who can, they will. And I think that my message to the community also, because a lot of people picked option 2, which is that there are too many tournaments and there should be less. I think that it's important that people just select what they like to watch, to moderate their own intake and just choose this tournament is relevant for me, or I like to watch this player, or this tournament is doing it in the right way and that's why they get my view and that's why this one doesn't. So I think people can choose what they want to watch themselves. That would be good. And in the meantime, all of us will be working behind the scenes, in front of the scenes still, to try and make everything better. Obviously, the players, the tournaments, the sponsors, everything.
Okay. At some point in your career, you switched from being only a player to a player/media person. Why did you do that, and what challenges did it put in your way, and was it hard to adapt for a new style?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever only just been a player. I'm 26 now. When I was 18, I was writing strategy articles, uploading my replays, interacting with the community. I think I've just gotten better at it. Like, when I was 18, I didn't get why anyone would want to get an autograph, but I didn't really understand what it would be like to be a fan, and I didn't really know how to do much public speaking, but I think I've just gotten more experience at it, and I'm finding ways to express myself more of desires that I've always had already. And it's never been enough for me just to play. I like to play and commentate and interact and write strategy articles and discuss and how to improve esports and everything. So really, I'm just giving in to my desires, really.
What are your thoughts on modern streaming community? What flaws does it have, and what would you like to improve?
The streaming community?
Yeah, the whole streaming thing.
I think streaming and streaming platforms like Twitch TV offered us a way to broadcast games as never before. Before you would have like one tournament every month, and in between there were like 29 days where there was almost nothing going on. So I think the potential is absolutely huge. Some of that is being used right now, and that's why we have seen such an explosive growth of esports in the last few years. But I still think we are not even close to the potential of streaming yet. We can create a much more structured, let's say, streaming schedule whereby people know I can log in at 8 p.m. my local time to watch this, I can log in at 9 p.m. to watch this. I think that's the future, like in the very short term future, which we currently don't have yet. Right now it's like, well, let's open a Team Liquid calendar and see which events is going on. That's kind of like the place where people find their streams. And I still think we can develop it a lot more, but everything in due course. It's okay to take some time.
You've seen all types of fan communities throughout your career from different regions. Could you describe what stand out for each of them? You know, for a Chinese community, for North American, what are the difference between them?
Yeah, I think first of all, I think that all the communities around the world are more or less the same because they like to watch the same game, and that's kind of the thing that connects us all. BlizzCon US, now we're here for the BWC in China. It's basically both very busy event with cosplay people, with tournament being played, with everything. So I think there's a lot of similarities, but there's some small differences. Like in China, the fans are they feel like they're your friend. They're very close. They're very let's say, to some people think pushy. And they're very enthusiastic. And then in America, the fans are very loud, and they're very, let's say, they're very funny, and they shout out things and they write funny slogans. So they're very out there, but they're a bit more shy or a bit more reserved, like when approaching people. But still, very passionate community. And then, yeah, different countries, again, different types of fan communities.
Okay, this event is being held in Shanghai. What memories does it recall for you? You know, since here a lot of Warcraft 3 tournaments have taken place.
Of course, the infamous grubby window escape.
Yeah, sure.
Can't forget that one. But for the rest, just lots of great memories.
Okay. It was discussed a lot of times in the community and in the playing community, the topic of age of esport athlete. You're 26 now. Do you feel any influence on that on your game? Do you feel like you're getting, I don't know, a bit slower, or what is your opinion? Maybe you even get stronger with the time.
Like from 24 to 25 years old, I think I got faster, partly because I'm adapting to a new game and just because like I have to, because everyone's so good. So I don't feel like I'm getting slower yet, but there are influences, and this is unavoidable, but they're not all for the bad. Some influences for the good as I'm mature and as a person matures and gets more experience and learns how to deal with more things. But at the same time, when you get older, you also have more things to do always in life. So you also need to increase your skill of separating side issues and distractions from trying to get in the zone and play. And I hope to say that I am able to do that with some success, and that a White Ra, a Nesty, such players who are already old but they're still doing good and getting top 3 placements in tournaments, be it local or international. I think they're also trying to be as successful as possible in this regard. And I still think the limit of what is possible to be a pro gamer is being pushed as people like Nesty are getting older and older. And I don't know where the limit is. I don't think it's written in stone yet, so there's really no need to worry about it.
Okay, a lot of ex-Warcraft 3 players who were a bit lower than the top level are now really good at StarCraft 2. For example, Stefano was a pretty mid-level human, but now he's a top world-class player, right? Why is that, in your opinion? And how do you feel StarCraft 2 is getting on your style? I don't know, of personality or something. What is the transition between two games?
Yeah, maybe the people who were at the sub-top and who were always being stopped at tournaments by like the very elite in Warcraft 3. Maybe when StarCraft 2 came out, they saw a chance to achieve achievements which they had never even remotely achieved, or maybe weren't even able to dream of in Warcraft 3. So maybe they were more hungry, and that's why they saw such an explosive growth in a short time, like people like Thorzane or Stefano. And of course, you know, other players who were part of the world elite in Warcraft 3, they already achieved a lot, so they feel pretty good about what they've achieved. And while they might be hungry, they might not be as hungry. That's a possibility. I don't have statistics or numbers in that, but that's just some theory craft. And I don't remember the other part of the question,
Yeah.
but I hope that answers it.
Yeah, sure. Just a quick summary on this tournament, the whole tournament and your performance on that.
Sure.
Just a quick overview of your performance
All right.
on this tournament and overview of the tournament itself.
Quick summary, I love the BWC format, I love the location, I love the fan attendance, I love the BWC prize money distribution, the way that they pay everyone strip, the way that they take care of all the players so excellently, food, transport, take care of everything, so huge thanks to Blizzard. I'm glad to be here, not glad to be eliminated in the groups, but I gave it everything I had. I tried to prepare as well as I could, and it just wasn't meant to be this time, unlucky for me, but I think I played some good games. Had a great time watching the other games as well. I think the finals still going on right now.
Yeah.
Some excellent skill here. I like this system whereby the best players from every country are coming rather than just the best players in the world, because you see a really nice distribution of nationalities, and you see that actually other nationalities than Korea are able to keep up and do really well. And I think it's really important to remember that the only country that plays StarCraft is not Korea. Like, there's a lot of countries with very strong players who also deserve a chance to be in the limelights, and that's why we get to see a Titan advance in first place of his group, Baby Knight, and you know, Dignitas Killer making it to top 8. He's from Chile, South America, doesn't have the best opportunities in the world, but he's still out there qualifying for international events, doing really great. And that's cool to see too, right? So let's not make it only about Korea. They're excellent, they're great. I mean, all the respect and admiration to them, but there's so many countries with good players, and that's why I love the BWC.
Okay. For several times you've been making a little boot camps at your house with other players. Is it possible for us to see in the future some kind of takes boot camp? You know, the take, yeah, of course. With like the studio stuff and streaming and stuff like that.
Well, first of all, my house isn't as big as Take's house. It would be hard, but it's not, of course it's something that I've considered, but I would say it's not close to being realized. I can do the small guest thing, but I don't have the space, nor the time, nor the setup to set up anything like that. So Take is really branching off, obviously in another direction than me. And yeah, he stopped being a player a long time ago, whereas I have that going on for me. So not exactly like that, but.
Okay, and just a random question: who is the better car driver, you or Cassandra?
The better car driver?
Yeah.
I think I'm a better car driver, but I don't have a license. She does. So I guess she can be the only one who will be seen driving the car. I'm going to try to get my license soon.
Sure. Okay, and since here we see so many people interested in you, I'm going to wrap it up. And just your shout-outs, your words to the Russian community.
Shout out to Russian community, как дела? Хорошо, ты? Well, спасибо for supporting me, and I think you guys are a great community. I think you guys are really lucky with great players like Titan and Happy and so on. So keep the esports alive in Russia. Thanks for interviewing me. Thanks to my sponsors, BenQ, Twitch, and Sony Xperia. And well, I hope to come back again sometime to Russia. I was once in Moscow. I passed up some opportunities of going to Moscow before that time, and I really regret that, because when I was there it was really great. Beautiful subway station decorations. We got some nice food, borscht. So hope again there will be some esports tournament. You invite me. And until then, thanks for the interview.
Thanks.